earlier, the one on Friday, the session.
Oh, that's a shame because we're going to do a lot of the same things.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'd like to ask the scene you had with Carl. You you there was a lot of taking care of your scene partner that you did there.
Could you refresh my memory? I did like 8 scenes. I don't remember
You
which one
were
that was.
you were a boss. You were
Okay,
a
got
boss,
it. Okay, I remember now.
and
Yeah,
then
okay.
yeah, you I think you sensed that Carl was real confused as about the scene. He's having a hard time with the scene. So you did a lot of taking care of him.
No, no. In fact, I thought Carl
Okay.
was extremely good. I thought
Okay.
when I'd never met him before, but in the first few minutes of what or moments of interacting with him as an improviser, I felt like this is a guy who knows what who gets it. So if anybody, I was not doing that with him. He seemed to pick up on what I was doing immediately. So the confusion, he was confused, but that was his character. His character was confused, and he knew that he was supposed to play he knew that based upon what we were doing, it would be good for him to stay confused. But he personally, as the actor, was not, in my opinion, confused the whole time. He knew exactly what to do. At least that's what I felt. So it worked fine. I didn't feel that way about anybody yesterday. But I'm glad you asked. But that was not the case with Carl. He might have felt that way, but it didn't come across to me. Anything else, anyone? General stuff?
I just I just have to switch browsers. Not browsers, but switch internet sources. I'll disappear for like 2 seconds.
Okay.
Okay.
Any non-internet related chatter that anybody wants to supply? Something you want to know, something you know, just shout it out so that I'm not the only one talking. Anyone? Okay. Why are you here? That's a good question. What is it that you want from this? Let's start with that. Steve. Anyone? Just shout.
I wanted to get to meet new people and play some improv.
Okay. Anyone else have a thing that they wanted from this? So I can make sure you get it.
I enjoyed their first class, and I'm back for more.
What did you enjoy about it? What?
I'm not just saying this because you're the teacher, but I learned a lot from you, and I find that you playing with your sort of up levels my game. Not that I'm super anything good, but I get inspired.
Okay. Anyone else have a thing they want to throw in?
Hi Tom.
Yeah.
I'm into teaching and education, and I always look for other ways of reframing teaching or reframing how to approach things. And I believe improv, or at least jumping into a story, exercises your brain to solve problems, by going into different directions and seeing different perspectives of a problem. So I don't know, this sounds kind of pseudo philosophy, but it's just trying to find other ways of solving problems.
And how does this help?
Me as a
No, for me, it's just an exercise on on if you go into improv, it helps you exercise the two ways of thinking. If you're familiar with the Daniel Kahneman research on the way we think. You think both fast and slow thinking at the same time when you do improv
Mm-hmm.
by analyzing the situation and trying to find out how do you go around it.
Okay. All right. So there's some meta stuff going on here. That's kind of cool. That's nice. So I'll just start by saying that first of all, whatever I teach, if you want to call it that, it's my approach, and it works. It's not the only approach. It's not the only approach that works. It's just a thing that I know works and that I've had a lot of success with, and it hasn't really failed yet. And until it does, I'll keep pushing it. It's compatible with lots of what people already know or do, but it's also incompatible with some things that people know and do. I think of it in terms of almost. I've said this before, and I'm sorry if you've heard it. There's a sun-centered version of. I may as well do it. What the hell? There's the Copernican system and the other system. Let me look here. Yes. There's heliocentrism and geocentrism. Geocentrism, the Earth is the center, and you explain the orbits of the planets with these complicated curlicues. And then someone, and it works. It actually works. You can make calculations based upon that, and it'll work. It's just not right. But then someone discovered, hey, it's if you put the sun at the center, everything is a lot simpler and it works better. And there were people who just did not want to know that. So it's kind of the same thing with improv. There's ways that it's always been done, and they work to a certain extent. And then there are simpler ways, more basic ways, and it's a lot of people don't want to know, and a lot of people do. They don't want to abandon what's familiar. So, for instance. And this is not just me. I'm not a lone voice here. For instance, things like yes and. Yes and is nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. Why am I hearing feedback? What is that now? Good God. Yeah, it's bad enough to hear me once. Don't know where that's coming from. So yes and is wrong, or at least it's unnecessary. The idea of yes and being that whatever happens in an improv scene, whatever someone says, you say yes and you go along with it and you add something to it. It's not necessary. It's ridiculous. The only yes that you need in an improv scene is to agree with reality. In other words, if I say that we're in a butcher shop and my name is Steve and my wife is upstairs with a kid, you don't tell me that we're actually in a firehouse. My name is Al and I'm not married. Don't destroy the reality. That's the yes that we have to reach. Other than that, I got to find out where that is coming from. It's not coming from there. It's coming from, where is that coming from? It's coming from Don. Don, have you got earbuds, headphones, something like that?
Not really. Let me try this.
Either that, because it's everything I'm saying is feeding back to everybody else through your speaker.
How about that? Is that any better?
I don't know. Is it? Slightly,
Anonymous?
yes.
Okay.
It seems to be. No, it's not.
Um,
I will tell you this. It's going to be so easy to teach live now. It's like,
I could come in with my phone.
here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to mute you until you're needed.
Yes.
You're done. So anyway, things like that. Yes, and doesn't matter. We don't care. If someone says, hey, let's jump off a bridge in an improv scene, you don't have to jump off the bridge. You can say no. Or you can say, I'd rather not, and can contemplate it. Or you can make another suggestion. You don't have to jump off the bridge. If someone says, hey, help me carry this chair, help me carry this desk, help me push my car, you don't have to help them. You can say no. Beginner improvisers do this all the time. They're always saying, help me this, help me that, or teach me this, teach me that. Show me how you do that dance that you were doing yesterday. Is it like left foot, right foot? And you don't have to help them. Because when you do that sort of thing, it's a transactional thing and it doesn't get you anywhere. So if someone says, help me move this sofa in a scene, what they're really saying subconsciously is, help me through this scene. Help me figure out what this scene is about. Help me figure out what I'm supposed to do. And the ball's in your court now. I'm asking you for help. You decide what's really happening here. So you don't have to help them. We don't want to solve anything in an improv scene. And it's really hard for people who in their lives are pleasers, who just want everything to go well in life. We want everything to go badly in improv. We don't want to necessarily intentionally wreck everything, but we want to be incompetent enough that we help in such a way that we screw it up or we don't help. Questions. People, hey, don't ask questions in an improv scene. That's a lot of nonsense. It's ridiculous. There's no reason you can't ask questions in an improv scene. This is not a TED Talk. What you say doesn't matter. How you say it and how you connect is the thing that matters. This information that you think is so important that's coming out of your mouth doesn't matter. It's the least important part of the scene. And if I ask a question in an improv scene, you don't have to answer it. The problem isn't the question. The problem is the answer. So what? So what if it's a question? Oh, well, it doesn't add information to the scene. What information? What kind of information? What are you talking about? It's not a speech. Are you connecting with me? Okay. Don't talk over anybody. Of course you should talk over people. You do it in life. Don't turn your back to the audience. I don't know, unless your director forbids it, you can now and then. A lot of these things from the past just aren't true, as it turns out, and they won't help. They make it harder to do this. And when it turns out it's actually easy. So, any thoughts about that so far? You can unmute yourselves if you have a thought. Any response, thought?
How's that echo doing?
I only know it when I speak. It seems to be gone.
Good.
No, it's not. But it's not gone entirely, but it's better.
Okay.
So any response to any of the stuff I just said? Any thoughts? Shout it out. Does it make sense? Yes or?
Yes.
Okay.
We agree.
Yes, and I think it's really good stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know everybody's background, so I don't know what school of thought you come from, or whether you come from a school of thought in improv or at all. So I'm going to get back to some basic stuff. I mean, when I say basic, I mean stuff that makes improv easy to do. And I'm just concerned about improv scenes, 2-person scenes. We're not doing short form. We're not doing crazy ass games and stuff. You can't really learn much about that online like this. The bedrock of improv is the 2-person scene. That's the brick. And from those bricks, if they're well made, we make solid buildings. What's happening? Who'd we lose? Oh God!
Somebody disappeared.
It's like Saving Private Ryan. I constantly look around, and we lost Teddy. Oh well, keep going. So first, I want to talk about something that we talked about last night, yesterday morning. Sorry, and it's to me, it sums up. It's a painting. Josh saw it yesterday, and maybe Michael, you looked at this at what we did, but it's a painting from the late 1700s, and I want you to take a look at it, and I'll put it up on the screen. There it is. Has anyone ever seen it before? It's not that famous, but it's done by De Goya, so it's relatively famous. If you can't see it very well, it's a hanged dead criminal, and a poor woman is pulling the gold teeth out of his mouth to steal them. So do you see it? If you don't see it, say so. So what to you is the interesting part of this? What sticks out in that painting?
The desperation of the woman.
Desperation, yes. What physical thing is there's one thing in this painting that it's about, and it's about the handkerchief. What is she doing? She's covering up her eyes so she can't see what she's doing. She's hiding reality, and she's fooling herself. So if she can't see it, then she doesn't have to feel guilty about doing it. So in other words, she's constructing a reality, her own comfortable reality for herself. She's kidding herself so that she can do something that she knows is wrong, but she has to do because she's poor. She's not necessarily a bad person, but she can't. If she was a bad person, she wouldn't need to put the handkerchief up. She could just do it. So there's a lot there. And why did I show that picture? Because to me, that's what comedy is about. That's it right there. The human condition. The fact that we think we're this, but when we're that. We think this is important, but we know it's not. But we can convince ourselves of the other thing. We're humans, and we do stupid stuff like that. That's what makes comedy happen, is that we are kind of absurd. I don't think any other animal on the planet is capable of fooling themselves. So that, to me, is what we are pointing at when we do improv. The character of humanity. The thing about a character that who's on stage that we can all see, but they can't. In someone else, they could see it. In themselves, they can't. The character who is not self-aware, or who is kidding themselves. The dichotomy between what we'd like to believe and what we really know. And it's that utter nonsense that fuels us, and that's where comedy comes from. As I was saying the other day, dogs aren't funny unless they remind us of humans. That's when they're funny. Cats aren't funny unless they do something that reminds us of us. Oh, look, he's doing that thing. It looks like he's begging. other than that, they're not funny. They're dead serious. So if you're ever looking for inspiration, if you're looking for inspiration, I guess is the word, for comedy, you don't need to look any farther than your nearest mirror. That's where it is. Everything about you and me is at some level absurd. You don't have to find it. It's there. It's there. The person who thinks that the entire universe cares whether his basketball team wins really is absurd. But everybody does it. Myself too. Everyone does that. So that's what we're looking for. That's the source to me of comedy, and that's what we're doing, especially in improv. We're pointing that out. We're being that. So we're doing scenes that are what we call grounded. What is grounded? Some of you have heard me say it 1,000 times. So what is a grounded scene? What does it mean?
If I remember right, you said it means you believe in what you say.
Yes. That the scene itself might be unbelievable, except to you, the character, because we know the character believes the thing they're doing or saying. The actor is not just saying something to be funny. They're not just saying any old thing. There's a truth to it. It may be bullshit. It may be the stupidest, most unbelievable thing. But if I, as the character, obviously believe it, then it's a grounded scene. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing grounded scenes, 2-person grounded scenes. So let's start by doing it. Let's do a couple of them. Shall we? Let's do it. So what I'm going to do is I'll pull everybody out but 2 people. I'll get out of your way. And for this first time, would you just do like a 2-minute scene together? And I don't care what it is that you do. Do not try to be funny. You don't have to. You're human. You're funny just by existing. And secondly, don't try to control anything. If you, at the beginning of the scene, think you know what the scene is about, you don't. Every improv scene, every good improv scene, every single one is about the same thing. It's about the connection between the 2 people in it. That's the only thing improv scenes, good ones, are about. They're not about the lamp. They're not about the car. They're not about the bicycle. They're not about the puppy. They're about how you and I, as partners, connect our emotions. That's it. The rest is just frills. So let's do it. With that in your head, let's do it. I'll just randomly pull 2 people out, and I'll pull everybody out and leave 2 people in. And my mouse is acting up. Why wouldn't it? So let's do that. I just being very random here. There we go. I will get out of your way. You will unmute, and I will leave. And it's about 2 minutes.
So?
Exactly.
I never thought of it that way.
I mean, I honestly haven't thought of it that way too. It's like,
Just looking at this paper that you submitted, it's genius.
I don't know how I got there. Seriously, I've never written anything half as good, and it blows my mind. If you ask me how to replicate it, I wouldn't know what to do.
Well, you have to. You have to remember how to do it. It's so elegant. It solves world hunger.
That's the scary part. I feel like I wrote it, but it just feels like it's absolute crap because I don't know, man. I really don't know.
Come on, give yourself some more credit.
You've been my best friend for 15 years, Bruce.
And you've been my best friend for 15 years, Edmund. But the thing is, Edmund, you never give yourself credit.
I, I, I don't. I really don't know how to do that. I mean, I think it's good, but
Edmund, this isn't about the paper anymore. It's about you believing yourself and you putting yourself out there.
it is. Bruce, I've put myself out there. It's fucking scary, man. It it hurts sometimes. That's. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. That's. You've known me. You know how it is. You're the only one who's been half decent to me. So that's why we've been best friends for 15 years.
This paper will change that.
This paper will change that scene. That's right. This paper will change that. We won't be best friends anymore. I love you. I love you. You're great. Yeah, well, this paper will change that. Good. Nice. Any thoughts from anyone? How about any thoughts from the two of you who were in it?
The internet was glitchy on my part, so I didn't hear most of the conversation. So when I said this paper will change that, it was Khalil on my screen just frozen. So I just
Oh.
responded. I responded as well as I could with what Khalil looked like on the screen.
Boy, if that doesn't prove that it doesn't matter what you say, what does? It really does. It really does.
Yeah.
Any thoughts, Khalil?
I had fun. I mean, I like the direction. I like the first part. It was just like okay, feeling it out for me. Then when Jay was just like okay, and I just ran with it. I enjoyed where he was taking it. And yeah, it looks like people give me the best advice when they don't listen to me. So
Yeah. Well, I always say free advice is worth the price. So, okay. Cool. I enjoyed that. There was definitely a connection there. That was what was important. It was only 2.5 minute scene, so you're not gonna, build anything huge out of it. But we got what we needed, and it was nice. So let's bring two others in and drop everybody else out. I'll just go down the line here, right there. I do this randomly. Okay, I will get rid of the names so you're not tempted to use them. And I will get rid of me so you're not tempted to use me. There.
Oh, Amy, you're not impressed?
I'm not impressed. Actually, I am. I mean, at the effort, at least.
Yes, effort. I'm trying. I'm trying my best.
Okay. What if you don't try?
Not try.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not try. I can start drinking again.
What is it about drinking?
With drinking, I get loose. I'm not stiff. I'm just. It gives me focus, but it's just me.
Well, why do you get stiff in the first place?
I I'm intimidated by you. I get all those achievement of yours. Always looked up to you. Been living in your shadow.
I do love you, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm not all that perfect. You know that.
Scene, nice. That was cool. I'm not all that perfect. I'm really close to it, but I'm not all that perfect. I mean, there's probably some flaw in me if we look hard enough. Nice. What the two of you think? What do you think?
Well, honestly, I wasn't sure who I was. I just knew I was in some kind of, superior position, or at least he looked up to me. So
Right. That's important. I mean, it's important to know it's not necessary all the time, but it's kind of important to keep tabs in a scene on where am I? Am I high status or am I lower status in this scene at this moment? Just so you know, low status is always good if you can be it. That's where all the it's a Tao thing, that all rivers flow to the sea because it's lower. What's that?
my dog, sorry.
I see. Okay. Anything else, Michael? Any thoughts, Michael? Is it me? Hello, Michael, you there? Can anyone else hear me?
I can hear you.
Good, thank you. You can hear me. Okay, so Michael's gone. Saving Private Ryan. We didn't make it across that minefield, did we? Okay. So internet snipers are out there. Okay, so we'll keep going. I'll pull people out. There, people who've done it. There and there. Okay. Same deal. You have about 2 minutes. Create a grounded reality where you connect.
Jason, why do you keep doing whatever your mom tells you to do?
Because if I don't, she's going to throw me out of the house, Bobby.
But she's been dead for 6 months already.
I know, and it's her spirit that's like attacking me every single time that I say, you know what? And then she attacks me.
I mean, does she follow you everywhere you go? I mean, if you're
Well,
not
what
in
do
the
you
house,
think? What do you think?
I think you're
Obviously, you think that she does. She does. It's real.
I think you're
Scares
just
the
making an
crap out of me.
excuse for yourself.
Okay. She scares the crap out of me.
How? Why? Why is she? I mean, when I met her, she was this loving woman, and then suddenly the way you portray her to me is that she's difficult.
So
How did
maybe
that
you're
happen?
the one that made her so difficult.
Why are you saying that? Just because I confided to you that I have a crush on your mom? You tell me this? Can't you accept that?
She's attacking me. can you call some spirits to knock her out or something like that? You know what I'm saying? It's like, maybe she's up there and doesn't have anything to do other than her knitting, so maybe you could get someone to come over and kind of hit her over the head a couple of times. Like maybe St. Peter, he's got nothing better to do, right? St. Peter should knock her over the head.
When I spoke to her through a medium a few days ago, she said that she's
you
busy.
did?
Yeah, and knitting is not one of them. And she never even mentioned your name. So I think you're making all of this up.
You think I'm not making it up, okay? She's been haunting me. It's your fault.
How does she haunt you?
How do you think she's haunting me? She comes in through some spiritual plane every time I'm eating. I'm getting ready to eat. I take a bite of cereal, and there she is, a picture of my mother right there in the frickin' spoon.
But you're asleep most of the time when you're in the house.
It's scary. All I'm saying to you is that it's scary.
Did this have to do with your dad before?
Why, you think it does? Maybe it is.
Maybe
I don't think it has anything to do with Dad. It has to do with your relationship with my mother, and now my mother is haunting me, and you're not willing to call her off.
Scene.
Call her off. I know you can do it.
Scene. Cool. I like that. That was fun. Good. What you guys think, the two of you? That was fun.
I've always wanted to be haunted by someone's mother.
Really? Get married. I'm just kidding.
Mother-in-law in that case.
Well, that's someone's mother.
Yeah.
What do you guys think, Mark, Don?
No, it's exciting because I wanted to know how Don will react when I told him, but your mother's dead. And then he quickly turned it around and says, yeah, but he's been haunting me.
Yes. Yeah, and that could have been it could have been, but wasn't bullshit, to put it mildly, in improv terms. But it wasn't. It wasn't. Why? Because Don's character, this was real to Don's character.
Yeah.
This was not just made up. This was real. That's what I mean by grounded. This was so ridiculous, but it was grounded because he believed it and it was clear. A lot of people, when they hear grounded, they think, oh, it has to be boring. Two people meet at a bus stop. No, it could be anything. So, yeah. Don, what'd you think?
Yeah, no, I agree with what you just said, which is that for me, when characters and scenes get really hairy-dairy and stuff, I just really want to see the humanity in that. And the humanity in that scene was this guy was really scared, and that other guy wasn't really very helpful and probably had some other ulterior motives that had not come out in 2 minutes because it's not a 3-act play.
Right.
However, when it runs as a 3-act play, I'm sure we will find out why.
Yeah, I'm going to start writing that tonight.
With my blessing.
Unchained Melody as the background music.
Damn about your damn blessing. I don't need your blessing. I can delete this whole thing.
Okay, with the dog. Add a dog.
With dog spirit. Yeah. So you said to Mark's character, so then maybe it's you that caused this, so that was kind of a fun little shift. That could have shifted a status one way or the other, which was nice. I liked it. It was really nice. You two were definitely connected. That was fun. A lot easier to make emotional personal connections than internet connections, but we're gonna bada bing. I have a bell here for that joke. Okay, so let's move on. And yes, we'll do this again. 2, 3, 4, 5. Vidra, you're there. We will hear you.
Yes.
There you are. Okay, I'll get out of your way.
Hello?
Hi.
My friend, I'm very insecure because you are more handsome than me. When we go to the University of Kansas, every girl in town looks at you, not me. It's very unfair. I have to wear my Versace. I have to wear my Louis Vuitton just to impress women. But you get it all, man. How is that? I want to kill you. Yeah, you're looking at me like that.
You really do,
That's
don't
your
you?
killer
You really
eyes.
do.
No, that's your.
I borrow everything from your wardrobe. Your wardrobe
Why?
filled with Chanel, Gucci, Gabbana, and you tell me that I am handsome. I am living in a borrowed world, like a borrowed life. This is not the real me.
All I'm saying is that every woman in this university is looking at you. Why they not look at me? I impress. I dress to impress. I pay for my car. I also pay for your gasoline.
That's the point, boy. Kenny, that's the whole point I wanted to prove to you. It is not about the money, it's about what is inside of you. You
So you're
cannot
saying
throw money
that
around and
I am very important to you?
of course you are. You cannot throw money around and expect girls to follow you. You cannot.
Yeah, no, I don't feel very important when I'm with you. I always massage your back. You don't massage me back. And now, all I just want is, just give me some of your blessings. I've been single for almost 45 years. And now I'm entering this university to make me smarter because I haven't went to school since I was, what, 5 years old.
You are a self-made man. You don't need a university to prove yourself to the world. You have all your startups, businesses that you have set up. You still think that you don't have education?
This is not making sense, man. We are very not aligned. We are very disconnected right now. You don't understand me. I don't understand you. You know what? Let's just go to the mall. Let's go to the mall right now.
Let's just go to the mall. That solves everything. Good. Nice. It was
Yeah.
fun.
That would be true.
It was fun. You did say something that I had to that made me think, and it's like you can't just have women follow you around by throwing around money. Really, what planet do you live on? Of course they do. But if not,
I'm
I would
sorry.
have-
There's a kind of delay. I don't understand. There's a when I talk, I hear my voice and then there's a delay. It's like a 2 seconds delay between us.
between you and me,
No, between me and Rudra.
I know that was happening, but it doesn't matter.
Okay.
It turns out that it didn't matter. I mean, did it matter to anyone else? It didn't
No.
really. It didn't really. Oh, so you paused a little bit more. So that's the only thing. It was still there. If you'd been in the same room and paused the same way, it would have been exactly the same thing. It turned out that it didn't matter. But I understand what you're saying. It's part of this. It's part of this online thing. It happens. Any thoughts from either of you about that? Rudra, any thought?
I didn't.
Though he was
I
trying
solved
to
the
put,
problem. I told him we go to the mall because
I know.
it
What were you
sucks.
saying, Rudra? What were you saying?
I was saying, though he was endowing a high status to me, I wouldn't take it. Like I was trying to be, to say to him that no, like that is not a high status for me. Like even though I have the woman, I have the looks, you are like a better person. So it was like a weighing scale, always going up and down for me.
Okay.
At least.
You could also have, that's a choice, and it was a perfectly good choice. You could also have accepted it and been exactly as obnoxious as he was making you be, or been, the women follow me around because I don't know if you know this, but I have an aura. There's just a thing about me. I have this aura, and everything follows me. Satellites follow me. So you can go that way, or you can do what you did, which was to, as you say, kind of like a Stairmaster kind of thing. That worked. So that was fun. So here's what I want to do. I want to talk about one or two quick points of tools that we can use. And the reason that we will use these tools is that because they don't require any creativity. We're going to talk about quickly. We're going to talk about scene dynamics and a couple of little things that you can put into, that you can use in scenes that you can just do for no reason, and you want to do them for no reason, because as some of you have heard me say before, the difference between randomness and chaos. Randomness is a flip of a coin. Chaos is a hurricane. You can predict it a little bit, and you can see how it led to from one thing to another. In scenes, all scenes start off at randomness. They're there. It's random. Whatever opening you make, it's a random thing. It could have been anything if it connects to nothing. And that random, and it stays random for a while until you begin to see some chaotic things happening, some links happening. Now it's chaos, which is, they're linked, but it's complicated and you don't know where it all leads. And then it resolves itself into order. Random, chaos, then perhaps order. If you try to start off with order, if you try to know ahead of time what's going to happen, if you try to control anything, you're screwing it up. You're wrong. You're the woman with the handkerchief and the dead body. If you accept randomness and do things not because they make any sense in the scene, you do them to do them. You do them because it's a thing you do in improv. You do it, and then you see where you wind up, and then you do another thing, and you see where you wind up, and oh, here's where we are. Now we start doing things with intent. So some of the things that we want to do are scene dynamics, and anybody can do them at any time for no reason. And some of those scene dynamics are speak louder, yell at the other person, or speak softly, speak quicker or slower, bigger or smaller gaps between when people talk. In real life, you'd be nearer and farther from one another for no reason. We do repetitions. We repeat things for no reason, as often as you like, and make physical things for no reason. Don't wait for a reason. Just do them, and a reason will emerge. So here's what I'm going to ask people to do really quick. We're going to have another 2-minute scene with people. I'm going to give you a thing to do. And the thing that I'm going to ask the first two people to do is, for no reason, at some point in this 2-minute scene, I want you to vary your volume. Speak louder, speak angry, speak softly, for no reason. Keep changing it up. And then it'll begin to make some kind of sense, and then you'll kind of do it for a reason. But at first, just do it. And let's see what happens. Okay? Let's get 2 people in there. 1. I can't move my mouse. 2. Okay. So that's what I want you to do. and I'll send you a reminder if you need it, but you won't.
What do you know about love? Huh? You always judge me for no reason. Huh? We've been together for what? 7 months? I thought number 7 is a lucky number. Huh. But I'm not lucky. I have you. You always hurt my feelings. You don't cook for me. You always think about your pets. You always think about your what? Your makeup. When we go home, you don't even kiss me. I'm sick and tired of this, you know.
I miss I miss my yaya.
You miss your maid.
I thought I'd have
She,
a better life with you. But no. Now I'm like you expect me to do everything.
hey, what do you want? Tell me what do you want? Huh? Because I'm not giving it to you. You ingrateful son of a mother.
I wanna go home. I wanna go home to my mom.
Yeah, that's
This
what I
this is
told you.
not
Huh?
this
You're
isn't
such a pain.
working.
You're a mama's
This
girl. You're a
this
mama's
isn't
girl.
but this isn't working anymore.
I know it's not working. Why? You want to work out? Huh? You work out. Go to the gym if you want to work out.
That's it. That's it. You don't listen to me. You're always the one talking and talking instead of helping me in the house. You're doing your thing all the time as if you're the
I'm
only
sorry.
important person here. You know you
I'm
married the
sorry.
princess,
I'm sorry. I'm
but
sorry.
you're treating her
I'm
like a
sorry.
slave. I'm
But I
talking about
hate you.
me.
I still hate you. It doesn't mean anything. Even though I said sorry, I still hate you. You need to contemplate for your sins. You know, you don't even, you don't care. You don't care.
I wish you'd listen to me for once.
And scene. Cool. Okay, good.
See, you're not even talking.
Scene. Um, any well, we'll just keep going before we talk about it. Let's get 2 more in. All right, hang on. There you go. Here's what you're going to do. You're not going to do loud and soft. You're going to do something else. You're going to vary how long it takes you to respond to one another. Quickly, slowly, or do you talk over one another? There's a difference. There's a difference between, do you love me? Yes. And do you love me? Yes. And do you love me? Yes. They're the same words, but they mean different things. So take those dynamics, that one dynamic, and use the hell out of it. Okay? And if you need help, I'll prompt you, but I don't think so. Go ahead, I'll get out of your way as soon as I can. There we go.
Ken,
What?
Ken. Hey, I need you to look at me.
I am looking at you.
Look, today it's 5 years. I've been sober for 5 years now.
Sober.
I mean, I don't tell much people. You're one of the few people who know about it, and it's one of those things that I want to celebrate, but I can't really because I don't tell people.
Sober.
Yes, sober. You know it. You know it. I've told you. It's. Don't you think it's awesome?
Well, I would think it's awesome. It's just that
why do you have that? Why do you have that?
Why do I have it?
Yeah, why do you have
this?
that? I mean, it's like you know, you know what it's just, no, don't. You know how.
I don't.
I look.
You promise no more video games.
Hey, I gave up the booze. Now you want me to give up the video games too?
Well, when we talked, when
That's-
you promised,
That's
your sobriety is 2 video games.
we don't see why do you keep changing it?
We
It's-
don't really care
one
about
thing,
the
the next
alcohol.
thing,
We
I
don't
mean, one-
really care about the alcohol.
Wow.
We care about the video games.
Scene. Nice, fun. Okay, we'll talk about that later too. But that is fun. That's one of the things they tell you not to do. Why? I don't know. So we move along. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So I'm going to give you things to do too. So you're going to use repetition when you can. You're going to either repeat the thing that you've said verbatim when you can, or repeat the thing that someone else said and toss the thing back and forth. Every time you repeat a thing, it means something different. The more you repeat in comedy, the funnier, the better. So why not use that tool? Okay, I'll get out of your way.
I can't hear you.
I said I stopped believing in God.
I can't hear you. When you say that I should stop believing in God, I don't hear you.
What did you just say? What did you just say?
I said, I don't hear you.
You're not hearing me, or you refuse to hear me.
No, I'm not refusing to hear you. I'm not listening, and therefore I don't hear you when you talk about God.
You only stopped listening to me when I talked about not believing in God.
That's because you're always talking about not believing in God.
Well, why do you think I stopped? Why do you think I talked about not believing in God?
I don't know. Why don't you tell me?
Well, we've been together. We've known each other for a long time. Every crisis, every personal crisis that I have is the same thing, and you don't know, or you're trying to be insensitive again.
You know, I don't really know why it is that you keep calling me out and being insensitive. It's just
Because
that
being insensitive is is your mantra. It's your motto in life. You're not even following what you're supposed to do. You just say, being insensitive.
well, telling me I'm an insensitive is the same thing that you say to me.
I'm not. It's not the same thing I'm saying to you.
It's not. Seems
It's not
to
the same
be.
thing. Yeah, it seems to be. But it's not the same thing I'm saying to you.
I think that we're thinking an awful lot more than we should be thinking.
I'm trying my best not to think a lot about the things that we've been thinking, but it's just that you're not listening. So I guess that's why I have to repeat everything I say.
Well, it's a great lunch break. We got about 2 more minutes before we have to get back on the shift.
Scene. Cool. Okay. That was fun to watch. We'll talk about that in a mo too, and we'll just get to whomever I've left up to find. And we've got, here we go. Let me just, it's hard with this mouse. What is going on here? Okay.
So I think
Okay.
Michael has not played. Michael has not played this one.
Well, oh, I'm sorry. That was supposed to be Michael. Wait a minute. Wait. What happened here? Good God. There you are. Oh, good. Good Lord. Okay. So I'm going to give you a thing to do as well. I'm going to give you two things to do. You can do any of the things you just saw. In other words, louder, softer, quicker, slower, with repetition. Or you can do another thing, and you can do another thing. Specificity. We've already done it tonight when mention something specific. In other words, I'm not buying a car. I'm buying a Volkswagen GTI. I'm not going to a restaurant. I'm going to name of a restaurant, even if you make one up. So try to be specific when you say things, and you can use any of the other tools as well: loud, soft, quick, slow. Okay, I'll get out of your way.
Your brows are not pink enough. I told you to buy from MAC.
He applied another shade. I did. He applied the same shade I choose from the bottle. But like my brows has this quality, like it won't show the shade.
It won't show. It won't show. It won't show.
Since you are so confident, why don't you try it on yourself? I'm tired of giving me fashion advice when you don't seem to. Oh, just to show off, nah? Just to show off. You know I'm
I'm just a
envious.
show off.
Yeah, you are.
I'm just a show off. I'm just show off.
Yeah.
I just show off.
Look at those brows. Look at those brows.
I'm just a show off.
If you hadn't been to that waxing course from Madame Morone, you would never know about the brows. Guess who guided you to that?
It's you, Elmer. Always been you. It's always been you.
Dan, I do not like the tone in your voice. You cannot be grateful and angry at the same time. Come on. Give me some credit.
I'm going to stop it. It's funny.
Elmer.
You cannot be grateful and angry at the same time. Oh, God. How many times have I been told that? Okay, let me get people back in. Good thing I have two different mice here. Good thing. When one doesn't work, I've got the other one. Here we go. All right. So here we are. So any thoughts about any of that? And I can hear me again, but anything? Did it mean anything to you? Did you? You
I
talk.
like how Rudra justified my my loud voice and saying it always been you. He said you can't be grateful and angry at the same time. So
Yeah.
yes, it does make sense. My voice, loud voice, and saying it always been you. Yeah, it does make sense.
Yeah. Well, whether it makes sense or not, it still works as part of a scene to use dynamic range in a scene to not just do a conversation as opposed to a scene.
Yeah.
So in life, something happens. We see that or sense it, and that causes us to feel a certain way, and that causes us to speak or react facially or a certain way. So that's that chain of events, cause and effect. Thing happens, we feel it, the feeling comes out in our voice, in our face, in our hands, maybe. In improv, we don't have that luxury of waiting around for something to happen to make us feel something, to show it. We have to do it backwards. We show it first, then we feel it, and then once we've shown it and felt it, then we slowly discover what it is. It will always emerge. Something will always emerge. But we don't have the time to stand around in a scene and wait for the thing to happen for us to react to. At least not at the beginning of a scene. Later on, as the scene progresses, then of course there's things that you will react to. But at the beginning, first half of a scene, you've got to create it, because every good improv scene starts in the middle of something. Something's in the middle of happening. So you can't wait for something to affect you. You've got to affect it. It's and then let the scene affect you. That's the trick. That's the trick that makes people in the audience not get how we do it. How could he have known that this, and how they must have written this out in advance, because it was so believable, and it was believable because we did it backwards, and you in the audience didn't notice that. We didn't really saw a woman in half. We have a trick. So the trick is do it backwards. Put the stuff in there. The other benefit of that is it's easy. When you're thinking, I'm going to talk loud now, I'm going to wait now, I'm going to repeat something now, you're not using a creative part of your brain to do that. Anybody can do that. Then the creative part of your brain sees what's going on. Then you've got all that brain power now that you're not wasting on nonsense, and think, oh, I know what I'm going to do with these colors that I just threw on this canvas. Now I see it. It looks like a house. I'm going to turn it into a house. If you do improv that way, it's easy. If you don't, it's hard to do it well. If your partner isn't doing it that way and you are, that's fine. Then it's easy for you and hard for them. But it does work. And it keeps you from having to ever think, what am I supposed to say now? What's happening now? What's this scene about? Who gives a shit? The scene's about the two of you being on stage. That's it. Okay. Any questions or thoughts?
I think I really liked when Khalil, when Jay showed the bottle and Khalil went away from the screen. He was like, he turned around, went around, like he was just thinking, and this thing, that was really a great moment for me watching. Because, yeah.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I liked about that scene was the over-talking. I like the whole thing, but over-talking is something we don't often hear in improv scenes because you're told not to.
Yeah.
And yet, it was the best part of the scene. Who cares if we can't hear each word distinctly? That's not the point. We're getting the emotion. We're getting what we are seeing is important, which is the relationship between these two people who are talking over one another. That's the important thing, not what they're saying. Who cares? We can turn the sound off and watch them do it and still get something out of it. Because this doesn't matter as much as you think it does. Anything else that you saw or that you did? The quicker, slower thing, the louder, softer, any of that. These are basic scene dynamics. If you were reading sheet music, these dynamics would be written in the sheet music. Louder, softer, staccato, legato, whatever. That's all you need. You don't need the notes. You just need the dynamics. That makes life easier. which means if you can do this way, you can do improv with anyone, someone you've never met, someone who doesn't even speak the same language as you. You can get on a stage with them and do this, and it'll work great, and you will eventually wind up in a scene that really grabs you. So what we're gonna do right now is a thing that I've been doing it a little bit lately because people asked. It seems to be helpful, so I'll keep doing it until it doesn't. Is where I will do like a little scene with each of you, like a couple minutes with each person, just me and you. We'll just bang, 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 and we'll try to use these dynamics. We'll try to do this kind of thing as much as possible. Okay, so that's what we'll do, and I'll just go down the line, and I'll just push buttons based upon who's in what order. And okay, so let's see what time is it. Okay, so we can do like a 3-minute scene or something like that. Whenever you're ready. You're muted.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay.
Thank you. It means so much.
Yeah, it does. It does. It means a lot. It means a lot to me. That it means a lot to you.
I think it
I do.
means so much to me. I mean,
It probably means even more than that.
I mean, you wouldn't believe how
I wouldn't believe. I wouldn't believe.
You wouldn't believe.
I wouldn't believe. You said
yes.
I wouldn't believe.
Yes,
But you
wouldn't
believe. You believe, but I wouldn't.
I just think that I feel this gratitude overwhelms me. I mean, the
Overwhelms.
car.
So it's a bad thing. It's a bad thing. I've done a bad thing.
You've done a
I've
good
done
thing.
a bad thing. I've made you feel overwhelmed. I've overwhelmed you. Okay.
It's a good thing. I mean, car.
I hate
house.
myself right now. I hate myself.
Don't hate yourself for
I
giving
hate
me a
me.
car.
I hate me, and I hate you for making me hate me.
I hate you now because you're making me feel bad because I have to take the Lamborghini instead of the Toyota. You're making me take a luxury car. I wanted the Toyota.
I wanted
Toyota's
the Toyota
cute.
too. I didn't want the Lamborghini.
Why did you get the Lamborghini then?
I don't know. I mean, the salesman was so cool, and I don't know. He acted like we couldn't afford it, so we had to take it. We can't afford it. We can't afford it. I haven't paid insurance on it. Do you know how much the insurance is? Do you know how much insurance is?
I do believe that we can afford it.
Okay then.
So, but we don't want it. We don't want it, right?
I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling overwhelmed. Now.
No.
Now I'm overwhelmed.
No.
I hate you.
I hate you too. I hate you. I hate you more.
Take the Lamborghini and leave.
I will take the Toyota now. Toyota.
You leave faster in the Lamborghini. Next. You ready? No.
Ready.
Whew.
That was intense.
Yeah.
Whew.
Was it?
I mean, that was so intense, so awesome.
It was.
Oh.
Have you ever drank that much in like an hour?
Never. It's epic, man.
We could.
Jake, they're gonna talk about us forever, man.
I know. I mean, it was Johnny Walker Black. Johnny Walker Black, right? I mean, when's the last?
So good. It's so good.
I mean, I am so drunk. I'm sober again, right?
Exactly. And you know, you.
No, you. No, it's you. No, you.
Matt.
You.
We are It's us, man. We're best friends forever.
We're better than that. We're better than that.
What's
You know,
better?
you know, like when they have Siamese twins and they have the operation to separate them. Can they have an operation to put people together? Would that be awesome?
That's wow.
I
Holy
would
shit.
never have thought of that without the Johnny Walker Black.
We gotta get more Johnny Walker Black.
Yes.
Here's to Johnny.
Johnny. Scene. Okay. Hello, Emily. I was in the neighborhood, you know, so I thought I'd stop by, you know, for old times.
Right.
Just walking
you
by.
were in the neighborhood. Yeah,
I was just walking by.
Just walking
Just
by.
walking by. Just walking by.
Just walking by, just like yesterday. Yeah.
Oh, was that yesterday?
And
Oh.
this morning, and the other day, and right. Just walking by.
Mind if I just put my tent down for a minute? I was living across the street on the lawn, and
Okay. Are you homeless now?
no. What are you like obsessed with me? Is that it? Is that what you're saying? You're obsessed with me. You want to know about me so much. Why can't you just get over it? Why can't you leave me alone?
Right. I'm obsessed with you.
Exactly. That I'm glad to hear you say it.
I'm
Okay.
obsessed with you. I'm the one obsessed with you. I am
I'm the one obsessed with
you.
me. Yes.
Homeless guy, you.
I'm not
Can't even
homeless.
pay your rent.
I just don't have a house. Okay?
Like, since forever.
Hey, do you ever play Monopoly? At the beginning, at the very beginning, are you homeless? Just because you haven't gotten any houses yet? Are you homeless?
Am I homeless?
No, like in Monopoly, you know, with the little green house. If you don't have one, what are you, homeless? I mean, a homeless Monopoly player?
I have no idea what homeless means. Whereas you, who walks by the house every day, hoping I take you in. That's it, right?
I could use a shower if you got.
You can obviously use a shower.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for letting me use the shower. Thanks for caring. Okay.
Tell me the truth, Jason.
You want the truth?
Yeah.
You want the truth? Like the truth with a capital T and a capital T? The.
Tell me the truth.
The truth. Okay? The has a capital T and the truth has a capital T.
The truth.
That
Explain.
truth.
It's spelled TRUTH.
I know how to spell, Jeremy. Okay? I know how to spell. Okay? If anyone knows how to spell, it's me.
Spell? No, just tell me the truth.
Okay, the truth is that
you gave me the wrong Wi-Fi password. Tell me the truth. What is the Wi-Fi password?
it's very simple.
You've been faking it.
It's
to me.
very
simple.
I tried to make it easy to memorize. I made it easy to memorize.
But all you do
10850-853-5JWR5.
repeat
Some
that.
Arabic numerals afterwards.
Repeat that.
It's like Bitcoin. It keeps changing.
You haven't memorized it because you couldn't even say it backwards.
You know,
I don't understand.
I
Why you
remember you when you first
hiding things
got
from me?
computers. It
You
said,
keep hiding
"Do you
things
know
from
the
me.
password?"
I
And
have
the answer
never
was
learned.
no.
I've been
And no
talking
was
to
the
you for
answer.
so long,
What?
and you
Why do you
never,
even need a
you know,
password?
I don't even know your.
Why do you need the internet? Why do
I
you
need
need
to
the
file
internet?
I need to file my income tax.
Income? You have income?
Well, you know, I have to declare that I am unemployed to be able to get something from the government. So I have to file
So
an
you
income
want to
tax.
tell the government the truth with a capital T and a capital
And
T?
you
Is that what you're
refuse
saying?
to tell me. You keep telling me that you will tell me the
105
Wi-Fi password.
850 WE 805 / with some Arabic letters.
See, where did you get that?
afterwards.
Where did you get that? Where did you get that? Where did you get those numbers? Whose phone numbers?
It's not. It's
Are
so
those?
easy to remember. This is like it's like a song.
You've never learned anything from I say. You never listen to anything I say because you don't want me to file my taxes. You don't want me to file my taxes.
I don't want you to file your taxes. Okay.
You know, I couldn't even get a loan.
I
from
don't
the
want you to
government.
file
I couldn't even get a loan because I need to
don't
buy
want
a
to be
car.
referred to as a dependent ever again. I'm independent, and that's the truth with a capital T.
Are you ashamed of what? Well, you know,
105 855 WE.
See, that's not even what you
127
told, that's not
slash-
even
it
what you
is.
told me a while ago.
So you know what I told you a while ago.
And you refuse to tell me your credit score.
Truth, Jeremy, truth. You're up, Don.
I'm here.
Okay.
Repeating away, I'm here. You call me two-time Lee.
I did call you that. Sorry.
I mean,
I didn't know you knew I called you that.
they told me. They told me that you were calling me two-time Lee.
I'm the one who painted it on your locker in school. That was me.
I know that. I know that.
And the funny thing was that at that time, you only ever said things one time. I just made it up, and now.
Now you see what it's done to me? You see what it's done?
I see.
You don't.
I got it. It happened to me. It happened to me.
Oh.
Whoa. Well, this is very easy to happen to somebody. It
You see?
easily
You see?
happen.
I know.
It's happening.
I know.
To me.
No.
To me.
No.
I refuse. Shit.
Well, where do we go from here? Here. Here's what I'm thinking.
Tough day.
You and me.
Tough day.
Me. We can go into a business of like making a streaming service where people think that there's something wrong with it. And then we come in and fix it.
That sounds great. Great. Oh, shit.
What are you worried about? It's a good thing.
Scene. Next, who's up? Rudra.
You think I've lost it, right? Huh? Haven't I? I've lost it. I've lost it. I've lost it.
You have.
You do think that, right? You do think that.
I do think that.
Yes.
I do think that, yes.
Sam, Why do you think I had it in the first place? Like I didn't belong to me. It didn't belong to me.
I don't know. It's so
Confusing. Ha. See. It was
the
you.
word. I'm gonna be calm. I'm calm. Look at me. Look
Calm
at that.
right now.
Right
Like,
now. Look.
don't show me your surgeon's hand. Don't show me your surgeon's hand. I can't take it anymore. You keep showing me this, and that's what pisses me off even more.
I'm a surgeon who doesn't kill people. You're not. I don't know what more to say.
I put them out of the misery. And now I lost it.
I don't think someone who comes to you for a facelift is in a lot of misery.
They are. They don't like themselves. They don't
Killing
like
them?
what God is
Killing
given
them? Killing them?
Okay. Fix
She
it.
came to you
Fix
for a
it.
facelift and you removed a kidney. Hers.
You have to give fix it, Sam. You have to
Fix it.
fix
Like
it.
I've got a garage full of spare kidneys. Okay, I mean, I do have a garage full of spare kidneys, but you can't use them.
You do?
Yeah.
But why
You
can't
don't?
Who are you saving it for?
I don't know. In case I, go into business on my own.
On your own now.
Yeah.
After you're such a successful surgeon, you want to go into the kidney business and sell.
No, I mean, if I screw up
like,
someone's kidney on the
how do you
operating
even
table,
think
that
of
way
this
I have one to give
where,
them.
there are two suppliers and not me. And
You're too excitable to be a surgeon.
that's what they told me in med school, but I wouldn't listen to them. I don't listen to people. I won't be judged by them. I won't.
You look like you need some help, man.
No,
All right.
no. I can do this.
No, I can help you with that. I can help you. Let me help.
Yeah.
Just get the end of it.
1, 2,
Wait.
3.
Wait.
Yeah.
Do we do it when you say 3, or do we do it after you say 3? Is it 1, 2, 3 pull, or is it 1, 2 pull on 3? Because when we play rock, paper, scissors, and we never quite get it at the same time. I say 1, 2, 3 shoot, and you just say 1, 2, 3 and shoot.
Shoot,
Like-
push, pull.
Like, let me show it. Let's do the rock paper scissors thing. Ready?
Yes. Yeah.
1,
1,
2,
2,
3.
3.
Shoot. See, you always do it before me, which is why I always win. So are we doing it on 3?
Okay, you count.
Are we doing it on 3?
Yes, you count.
Okay, I'll count, but okay. 1.
1.
Okay, wait. I have a better idea. Okay, we'll do it on 3. Ready?
Okay.
3. See? If you skip 1 and 2 and you go right to 3,
Well, that felt good.
doesn't it?
Ooh.
I'll tell you, 1 and 2 have a lot to answer for.
Yeah. Jeremy, how do we? Yeah. I don't think it's fixed.
Okay. On
It didn't
4.
work.
On 4.
Maybe 4. Yeah, 4 might work. So
Scene. Okay. We're done. Okay, let's put everybody back. Click, 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 click. Okay. So any thoughts about any of that stuff? Or anything that we've done or seen? Yes. You're muted.
I would watch it for the rest of the hour. So
Okay. What? Anything else about what you saw or did, or how it felt? You could say, "Hey, you know what? This is bullshit. I don't like this." That's fine with me too. It's up to you.
No, but I like the
Thoughts?
I like that we put you get the meaning, you get the emotion, not by the words that they say, but you feel the tension when somebody talks over somebody. You feel the emotion by the way they deliver the same thing. So it doesn't matter. You forget about the lines. You can even forget about what exactly were they saying. But what's important is the energy and the emotions and the
Yeah,
tension that you get from what's happening, just by how they deliver it.
Yes, very true. And you will wind up in an improv situation in which some director or whatever, or workshop leader or whatever, tells you, "Why you talked over him? That's wrong." You just have to learn to live with it. What can I tell you? It's like somebody asking Jimi Hendrix why he plays his guitar upside down, because he can. So let's go through. What we usually do is we start here, and I usually just ask people for any feedback, anything at all, any takeaway from now. So go ahead, you go first, Michael, since you're right there. If this was Zoom, you wouldn't be right there; you'd be everywhere. But
status shifts make the I think you've said it before. It serves as a pump for the scene, so
yes,
it keeps
pumps
it
energy.
alive.
Yes,
It keeps it alive. The status shift.
The more status shifts that you have in a scene, the more energy you pump into it. And every time you have a status shift, you learn something essential about the scene that you both didn't know before. It always happens. Rudra, anything?
I think how like nervous energy can mean different things across people, and how can be played differently with different emotions. Like the same nervousness can be happy and sad, or like something really sinister. So that was really eye-opening me. Thank you.
Yes, emotions are what we're selling. That's the product we're selling. Everything else is just window dressing. And if you can manage that, that's great. Once you get the emotions going, particularly online, if you're doing online improv, that's all you got. That's the only thing that's going to come through people's computer screens. But on stage as well, if you've got the emotions going, then the verbal comes naturally, and that's easier. Okay, Don, what about you?
Nice group.
Thank you. I agree.
I like the repeating thing, because it also became, I learned a new word and I've forgotten it now, where one word can mean many different things.
Yeah, different iterations of a word. Yeah.
Right, we did like no, those sort of things following the other one. It was just kind of an interesting way to play with language. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, that's what we're doing, because it's not what you say, it's how you say it, and the fourth time you say the same thing, it cannot help but mean something different than the first three times you said it. Right. Even if you say it exactly the same way, it means something different each time. Mark, what have you got?
I like that we are given different ingredients of the same dish, but the way we would use the ingredients can change from the way from the dish would be cooked by another person. So like when we talked about repeating something that has been said, but what Don did instead is to repeat what he was saying, and it started like, oh yeah, yeah. Oh, he's like, maybe he's trying to remember it, or he's just trying to make him believe what he's saying, and then it ended up like it's like a technical issue that
Yeah.
it's just reverbing, and it's
Yeah.
becoming like his own feedback to his feedback.
Yeah, it becomes what we call the shiny object in a scene. The thing that in a scene is like, oh, that's an interesting thing to play with. Let's play with that for a bit. It may not be what the scene we thought the scene was about, but here's a thing. Let's throw this ball back and forth. So yes, absolutely, repetition can do that. Specificity can do that. If you say Johnny Walker Black instead of let's just go drinking, it can spur something in somebody's mind. Maybe it doesn't, but when they're looking for something, this is there and they'll find it. Em, what have you got?
Okay. This was harder for me than the previous class I had with you, because being given instructions kind of makes me overthink more than I usually do. But it also stretched me. It like pushed me to take risks, and I felt that doing that like allowed the scene to create itself in a more interesting way. Uh, that was my experience, and I look forward to watching this over again, because I kind of I just want to see how scenes actually played out from a viewer's perspective.
Okay. See, that instruction stuff, that's not something you would ever do in a show.
Right.
A director would never. Yeah, you get certain basic overall game plans, but you'd never get instructions like that. Okay, go out there and repeat stuff. It's for this.
For teaching purposes, it's perfect.
It's not. There's nothing interesting or instructive about lifting weights, because when you're done, they wind up exactly where they were when you showed up. But you're different. So you get to. There's no way I can make you feel what it feels like to do this. And a lot of what I'm asking people to do is contrary to what people have been taught. So they need to feel like, oh shit, I did that and it felt good and I liked it. It's different from what I've been told to do.
Yeah. Maybe go out of more. Maybe go out more of my comfort zone.
So if you keep doing it, then when you're in the scene sometime, it will come to you. Naturally, you'll find yourself, oh shit, I was repeating stuff, because now it's a reflex. Okay, Khalil, what do you got?
First off, I just want to say thanks. I learned a whole lot, and I appreciated playing and watching everyone. I agree with Don. It's a great group. For me, what was big is just unlearning. The first part of unlearning everything and just okay.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like a lot of the times when I take a class, I get home and I'm like, shit, I should have done this, shit, I should have done that. Oh, I messed up here. And this is one of the first times I was like, hey, this was just a lot of fun. I love the unlearning, and especially the scene dynamics. Like to just talk over people. That's how life is. It's not I will talk, then no, you will talk, then I will talk, then you. No, it's not that way. Life it's fast, it's slow, it's pauses, and I appreciate that, and that's so much fun. And
I think the word you're looking for is chaos. Yeah, it's what it is. And yeah, that's what I tell students, like day one beginner students. I said the hardest part. It's the same thing for tennis. It's the same thing for golf. It's the same thing for whatever. The hardest part of this is learning how easy it is, and it's not stuff that you need to know. It's stuff that you need to stop doing. It's always that, when you first serve that tennis ball perfectly, your body and your brain are saying, well, why didn't you do that the first time? That was of course that's how you do it. Jeez, I'll never go back to doing it that stupid way that I've been doing. So yes, it's about, like you said, it's about getting rid of baggage, not putting on more baggage. Jay, what do you got?
I love the fact that I'm taking this class in a different part of my improv journey. I always think of myself as a Sherpa, guiding other people, but then you have to go to a class where you have to recharge yourself, and I feel very recharged. Thank you, Tom, for doing all of this for all of us. And I love the fact that it reminds myself that you have to learn to unlearn, to learn to unlearn, something like that. So it's a
Yeah.
great
And
feedbacking mechanism for myself.
and
And
you're
thank you.
absolutely right. Absolutely right. And for me, when I take a class or a workshop with, say, David Rosowski, if you don't know who he is, you better find out and look for him and take a workshop with him. They're not free, but they're worth it. And that's what he does. There are others, Joe Bill, Susan Messing, a few other people. That's what they do for me. They clear my head. They smack me around figuratively, like, come on, you know better than that. And yeah, you're right. I do know better than that. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, so I think we're pretty much done, and I wouldn't have believed at the beginning that we'd get through this.
We made it.
We did. Thank you very much, and it is a good group. You're right, and it's fun.
Crazy.
And I enjoy doing it. Thank you very much. I hope I see you next time.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thanks,
Good to see you.
Thanks,
Next
everybody.
time.
Good night
Yeah.
or good morning.
Bye.